I graduated high school working on a 60-hour week on a boat in the Gulf of Mexico, just homeschooling myself. The next year I was a missionary in Ireland at the age of 19. After that, just doing other stuff, traveling, just doing, helping people. My 21st year was basically just a waste. It's like time when I could have been doing something, like if it was not for myself, for other people, whatever it may have been, I was just basically held up in a house drinking. So it was a waste of time that I can't get back now. My name's Caleb Duhame. I'm a freshman at MCC right now, 21 years old. Seen a good many things, just traveled around a lot in my life. I wouldn't say I'm a recovering alcoholic, I've completely just cold turkey quit that about 5 months ago, but I was an alcoholic for about a year and a half. Just one day I was over at a friend's house. They were like, we're gonna start drinking. And never even thought about drinking before. I was like, it's a social atmosphere, sure, I'll just drink. I'm around good family friends. Ended up drinking a huge amount. Ended up kind of having a hangover and stuff, but enjoyed the whole process, being drunk and stuff. I ended up getting wasted that night. Was throwing up and stuff like that, and as I was doing that, I was conscious enough to hearing my friends talk, and we just got the most innocent guy drunk ever, or the most innocent guy that they know drunk. That kind of hit me where I was like, I don't want to, I'm older than most of these guys. I don't want to be known like that. I want to be just kind of known as I guess a risk taker kind of a guy, just man's man. So that kind of spurred on drinking more. I think it was to impress people. I was just got done with a relationship with a girl, and it hit me kind of hard. So I was kind of depressed, and then drinking kind of coped with that. It was kind of an escape away from getting away from pain and being alone, but then at the same time I was drinking alone, so I was still very much alone. I needed it. As soon as I got off of work, I just went home and started drinking. I had control over my life, and even after I quit drinking, I quit drinking all in one day. Still for weeks after that, it was just a constant urge to want to, but it was just kind of the will to stop doing it. I know I'm a creature of habit, so I know if I just try to wing myself off of something slowly, it's not actually gonna work, because I'll just start jumping back into it every time I have it. So what works for me is just dropping it there and now and there, and just not touching it again. So that's what I did. Just after January 2nd, I got really drunk, and I was just I'm done with this. There's no point in this and stuff. Ended up getting wasted, was throwing up in a toilet for 3 hours, and then actually woke up next to the toilet. Was able to make it back to my room. Slept for a couple hours, woke up, and I was still drunk, and I was hungover until 12 hours later that day, and had to work and stuff. I was I'm just done. There's no point in this. And then I stopped. And as I said, I had an urge to drink and stuff, but my will was stronger to just say no. Because seeing the aftermath of what has happened, it's no, it's not worth it. It was that night. It was looking at what's happened in my life in the past year, because every year significant things happen. I do a lot of different things, and then this past year was just a wasted year just doing nothing, in which I started reflecting upon it, and I'm a Christian, and I noticed that my life was not leading a godly example anymore, and talking about just bearing fruit as a Christian, it was just non-existent anymore. And I was this is, along with being an alcoholic, I'm doing nothing, so this just needs to change. I think it just has to do with within deciding to quit, just relying on God, just relying on a relationship. That's what really made it easier. That day that I quit, was working and stuff, still hungover, and I just made a promise to God. Like, I can make promises to humans, but to other people, and I'll try my best to keep them, but like I know like there's a chance I'll break them. But when I made a promise to like a higher power, when I made one to God, I was just like, no, I will never touch alcohol again. And which that is just one thing that it's like, you're not gonna break that. It's one of those kind of self-centered things that like it amuses you, it feels good in that moment, but after all, like just looking back at it or just like right afterward, like yeah, you get drunk, but then you have a hangover. It's like, it's not really fun for that long of a span of time. The problems outweigh the benefits.